very strong message to the community that we're serious. And keep in mind, we will still, if we permit these redemptions, we will still have 11 properties that we will have to auction off or manage, whatever. And there's some other properties that
Can you tell me what the date line, the timeline when they were supposed to file?
Which ones?
To recover their properties?
These?
Yeah.
Oh, these were all well within the 30
Any ones that we
days.
foreclosed upon?
I'm sorry?
Last year.
This year.
Oh, we've already I mean, in terms of when we started these actions in February.
Right, but allowing them to redeem their property and buy it back, there was a certain timeline?
Yeah, we said they had to notify us within 30 days of the visit, and they did.
And that visit was when? Have we visited all the
January
properties?
what? January 27th.
But the visit wasn't intended to.
I'm just wondering when we're going to, have a cutoff.
Well, I think the board had done.
Sorry. The cutoff is we took the properties.
Right.
We don't have to give the properties back.
Well, we made a decision, a one-time decision, where we would allow them to buy the property
Well, I think
back.
one of the properties.
I'm wondering, and we put a timeline on that, and when they could
Right, the
request
timeline was
So,
they would have to
excuse me, Tom, Attorney Noto. Of the three properties, some are within the 30 days and some are with not.
All are within the 30 days of the visit.
No.
Not 30 days of the date of filing the deed.
Not the determined date. We made a decision at the 30. None of they don't. At least one of the three properties, as I understand it, does not comply with our board's decision, where we said 30 days after we take the property, they have 30 days.
I don't know if that's exactly what the board said.
Well, it is what the board said.
Okay, I mean, if that's the case, then the one property on 3rd Street would not qualify.
Right.
The other two certainly would.
Okay.
But the one on 3rd Street,
There's no excuse.
Is it your anticipation, I know of course you don't know for sure, that each of these three properties is going to be flipped the day after there's a reconveyance?
I am reasonably confident that 2 of the 3 will.
What, the two commercial properties?
No, the Purdue Avenue properties.
They're gonna be flipped.
Because there's a lot of interest in those properties. I mean, I get calls all the time for those
They're gonna
properties.
be flipped.
I think those are very desirable properties.
Okay.
So those I think are going to sell quickly. The other property, I don't know much about.
Well, we could look. I mean, financially, we're doing the worst thing in the world. And in fact, when I get to our other discussion tonight, this probably after we make our decision here. Look,
Well, the other property, it's a warehouse.
we're
I don't
well
know
within
that has
our
great,
rights to say,
great
forget you.
value to us.
Look, let's just be absolutely clear. These are in-rem properties. They all owed us taxes from before 2006. So they 3 years, more than 3 years delinquent. And then we initiated the in-rem process after they were delinquent for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And we initiated the in-rem process last January. So these people haven't paid taxes basically for 4 years. Then we send them notice after notice, phone call after phone call. I don't know what these people are thinking, quite frankly. So we're well within our rights to keep the properties, and make a tidy fortune. Now, I'm open to people's views. I think that we're not really here to make money. And if the people are prepared, now what you may want to decide is, screw it, at least force them to pay another $5,000 penalty or some additional penalty if you want.
I would propose as a compromise to only allow the reclaiming of the residential. The residential I could live with. I can't see the two commercial properties. I cannot see that at this point. These are business properties. These are properties that are investment properties. You make an investment, you got to pay the cost of the investment. The cost of the investment includes property taxes. A home is another story, but I can't see it for commercial property.
Are these the actual commercial properties?
Well, one of them. No,
We have a warehouse.
Okay, the warehouse on 626 3rd Street is only a warehouse. It's clearly a commercial property. I'm not sure which 55 is commercial. And 51 is residential. Okay. So, but Mr. Mecca's business is the body shop at 55.
Right.
I think he lives at 51, or other people live at 50. Okay. So, I mean,
Where were these people? What are they saying?
I mean, when I write my memoirs, I can tell you some great stories. But
case,
people are just, some of them.
All right.
it just, they get the notice, they don't take it, a lot of them honestly don't take it seriously, they put it aside.
Well, I tell you, I don't want to not get, I would like to find a better solution than residential commercial. If you think the commercial properties, maybe you charge them a penalty over and above the 1% fee. Maybe you do that. Again, as much, I think that ultimately, if they're prepared to make good on their taxes, I guess the gentleman made some payments. We're not in the business of just taking properties to make a profit. So I would, but I understand also the concern of Councilman Gelfarb that it's particularly egregious in the case of a commercial property. So maybe we tack on a one-time penalty fee of some nature for the commercial properties and send a even louder and clearer message, to the community.
I mean, this is not, what really is disturbing is the fact that I think we have a clear hint that these properties are going to be sold very soon. The only reason it sounds like they weren't sold is because there was the danger of foreclosure. So to be played for fools, really,
Do you think we're being? Do you think we're?
Clearly, if you're going to sell it the next day, what else are you
Well,
What do you think?
Well, we're making money. I mean, let's understand, the town is getting penalties and interest.
Wait. But are we? Help me understand that, because I don't want to. I agree with you. I don't want to be played for.
Well, that's why a home is a home. Presumably the person's going to live there, although for all we know, that'll be sold the next week. If you own commercial property, a commercial business income-generating asset, and you buy it back, and then the next week you sell it for a lot more than you had to buy it back for, clearly, we've been played for fools.
So that's an interesting
he's
point.
paying his taxes that he owes.
Well, hold on, but I think that, sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry, Councilman.
Sorry.
Just to understand, actually, so what you're saying is the guy decided not to pay the town, said, forget you, town, for 4 years. He now has a buyer. He said, okay, I'll buy it back from the town and make, a couple $100,000, and he's used us to finance himself all these
In
years.
sum and substance, that's what it is.
In substance, yeah.
That's what it is. So either you say fine or you say that's not fine. So let's vote and do something.
Well,
But we are getting penalties and interest on it. It's not just the taxes.
But why? But look, I think it's an interesting dilemma.
I mean, if he went to a bank, he would have paid less than he's paying us to do exactly that.
But
But
the
I
bank
think
wouldn't
that
have lent him the money.
Yeah, but
Right. Well, we didn't lend him the money.
He borrowed, but we didn't lend it. He borrowed.
borrowed
hold
it,
on.
right?
I'll buy it for $37,000 and sell it for $1 million.
I'll do it too.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll buy it for $37,000 from the town and sell it for
The
$1 million.
problem is the town wouldn't necessarily get that because it has to be sold at a public auction.
No, it doesn't.
And yes, it does. We can't just sell it because that's the law. We can't tell this property is valuable property. It has to go up for a public sale. We can't just make a private deal with a buyer. It has to go out to an auction.
A publicly offered process.
Yeah, publicly offered process.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't have to be auction.
Well,
Public
not-
process.
not-
what I'm saying is you can't.
Sell it to a friend.
Right, you can't sell it to
Yeah,
Hope,
but
and
you
say,
could-
Hope,
you could have a
take this from
realtor-
me and I'll give you the money under the table.
Look, I mean, Councilman, I'm open to suggestions. I don't have I'm open to suggestions.
You have a
But you-
resolution. I think that they.
But you have the
Oh.
2-year, just keep in mind, you have the 2-year issue where a homeowner could bring an action to have the court force a
It's a
redemption.
homeowner, right?
Or a property owner, excuse me, a property owner, to force the court to
Yeah, screw that.
a redemption.
Bring this
No.
to court. I'm not worried
No,
about
I know, I'm not either. I'm just giving you, I'm giving you the lawyerly
I guess I
response
fully
that the
understand.
title companies don't insure for 2 years.
fully understand
So
that.
even at a public auction, a buyer is going to offer less because he's going to say to you, look, Mr.
Noto,
Supervisor,
you
I'm not
made
getting an
abundantly
insurable property.
clear month
Okay.
after month, meeting after meeting. There's no doubt
Okay,
of that concern that you have.
okay,
I fully understand that.
okay.
The people at home understand that.
I hope so. That will encourage them to pay their taxes.
Well, we have a resolution. I mean, I guess if we vote no, I don't know what happens then. We retain the property.
What happens is it's ours, and we move on from there. Yeah.
I would like to actually, I think our discussion here will be informed. I know Councilman Gelfarb discussed another matter that was related that's not actually on the agenda, but I presume you're going to talk about in your remarks tonight. Is I know you've taken a lot of your time to meet with the RFP